Today's officially my 37th birthday, and I've learned a lot of things since being here on this earth for 37 years. And I want to just tell you guys 7 things that if I had known better, I probably would have did better, or I may have not done better, but maybe you could do better. So let's get into it. First lesson: people pleasing will ruin your life. It will, okay? If you are trying to suffer your needs, your wants to make someone else happy, to make someone else like you, to be validated, you will suffer. You will shrink your voice, you will lose your sense of self, and you will build resentment and anger towards other people when it's really about you. You have to own what you want. You have to be able to say no. You have to make people uncomfortable. And I say this as someone who's still healing from people pleasing. I spent the last 9 years with my mother living with me for 9 years, and me not wanting to have her live with me wanting to be on my own and be independent. And it took me this year having a breakdown emotionally, having to go through FNLA, having to actually quit my job because I could not go back because of mental health and because I hated my job. And also just at a breaking point with my mom for me to actually tell her what I really felt, that I really wanted her to leave and I really wanted her to move out and be on my own. But before that, I had been silencing myself. I had been denying myself. I've done this in relationships where I have given so much of myself because I want a man to like me. Listen, boundaries are important. It is important to read a book about boundaries, watch podcasts about boundaries, listen to whoever, audible books, YouTube videos. Look, people pleasing, it's a no-go. You will ruin your life. You will waste years off your life trying to make everybody else happy. It don't work. Number 2, being a pick-me will always put you in last place. This kind of ties into one because I feel like being a pick-me, you are actually people-pleasing. But being a pick-me, it ain't cute. You don't win no brownie points. You don't get nothing because, listen, you will lose every sense of yourself. You really don't know who you are anyway if you're a pick-me. And I'm saying this as a former pick-me, okay? I have done everything. I have been the smallest, been the snatch bottle, had the long weaves. I now have alopecia because I was mentally and spiritually, emotionally so depleted, had depression, anxiety, and all those different things. But I was so focused on trying to get a man and wanted men to like me and wanted men to adore me, and I wanted to be their fantasy. So I didn't take care of my real hair. I just always wore weaves and all these different lace fronts, which is nothing wrong with that, but I just didn't take care of me. And if you don't take care of the inside, it will reflect outside. And so I started losing my hair. This happened 10 years ago. I finally have come into acceptance that I have alopecia, but it could have been prevented if I actually valued myself. I spent a lot of years being side chicks, dealing with married men, dealing with emotionally unavailable men, dealing with men who never chose me. I've never been in a relationship, a long-term relationship. Why? Because I spent majority of my 20s being a pick-me, trying to do everything for men and being emotionally, spiritually, mentally, sexually, physically abused by different men, okay? By different men because I wanted to be a pick-me. There is no brownie points of being a pick-me. That means that the man probably does not have respect for you because he can treat you any way he wants to, and he can do whatever to you because you're going to allow it, because you have no voice, because you have no sense of self, because you don't know who you are. You lose, boo, being a pick-me. You lose. Lesson number 3, take the trip alone. Go. If you're in your 20s and you're wanting to book trips with your friends, and some people don't have the money, some people can't do it, some people need to change the dates, don't wait on nobody. You are only here. You only have one life to live, here right now. Go book the trip. I'm on a solo trip right now for my 37th birthday. I'm in Lisbon, Portugal for 2.5 weeks. And I feel amazing. I'm used to doing things by myself when I'm at home. And so this is my really second trip alone abroad. And it's amazing because you meet amazing people. You meet people who are very much out here doing their own thing as well. And you beat the stigma that you need to have other people around you. You build a sense of confidence, a self-esteem, a self-worth that you can do this. So don't wait on nobody. Go book the trip. Book the trip. Do the research about where you're going. Make sure it's a safe place for women. Do all the research. And then go. Just go. You only live once. Go. Number 4, celibacy only works if you are doing the work. Okay? Because I can go celibate anytime. Anytime I can do days, months, years. But let me see something I like. Let me see something that tempts me. I'm going to jump on that. Okay, celibacy is supposed to be a time where you're doing inner work as far as knowing your worth, your values, your standards, knowing what you want. Why are you celibate? Are you celibate because you got out of a relationship or you got hurt by someone and you want to do something differently? You want to calm her down? You want to ease that? Then you got to learn what you need, what you want when you go into the next situationship, next relationship, next connection, next dating phase. You want to be clear about what you want. That is what celibacy is for. There's no point of celibacy if you I'm not gonna deal with men. F that. And then you find a man you attracted to or you like and you just go back and do the same patterns that you did before. So take it for somebody who do this all the time. Who when I see something I like, I jump on it. I'm on celibacy. And I'm on celibacy because until I get into a committed relationship. Once again, I've never been in a committed relationship. Why? Because I have led with her. Now I need to lead with my heart, my mind, okay, my spirit. I need to be on lock. I need to know who I am. So you need to know who you are if you're going to do the celibacy thing. That's the whole point, period. Number 5, keep your dreams and your desires to yourself until it is go time, until it is finalized, okay? Because even though you want to share what you want to do with your life or share what you have planned to your friends, to your family, you want to share that with them, you might want to share it on social media. People always don't have the best energy in response because they're projecting their own fears and their own limitations onto you. And if they breathe that doubt onto you, then you inhabit that doubt and you start questioning yourself. You may start doubting what you're supposed to be doing. You may procrastinate, you may put off, you may change your mind. Keep that to yourself. And I'm saying this because I've done this many a times. 6 years ago, I went through a spiritual awakening. I made a decision I was going to quit my job. I made a decision I was going to pursue my purpose of being a writer, a speaker, and just get out into the world. But then I told my mom, and my mom, because she has never had this experience of wanting to do this, she put her own fears onto me. Now, at first I was strong about it, but then I started thinking and overthinking, and I let that get into my system. And I did not quit my job. Fast forward, I did not quit my job, and I stayed in a situation for 6 extra years, and I dove myself deeper into sadness and depression and anger and resentment and all these different things because I just denied listening to myself. So you should protect your dreams. You should protect your desires until you may move forward. You cannot ask advice from people who have not lived that experience that you are trying to do. You need to be around people who are living that experience, okay? Those are people you need to listen to. Why are you taking advice from somebody who ain't did what you're trying to do? That don't make sense. Piggyback on the last thing I just said, you need to surround yourself with people who are moving towards where you want to be or living the life that you want to be living. Because if you are the smartest person around maybe the 5 people in your friend group, that's a problem. You're not going to be inspired. You're not going to be challenged. You're not going to be motivated. If you are hanging around people that are doing the same thing they did 5-10 years ago and ain't doing nothing else, how are you supposed to be inspired? You need to start going to networking events, go to conferences, watch podcasts, listen to different audible books of people that you are inspired by, mentors, spiritual teachers, whatever it is, entrepreneurs, coaches, whatever it is that you want to do, what you're trying to do, you need to be paying attention to those people. Okay, they live that life, they've done those things, and that's who you should be surrounding yourself with. When you start moving that way, then you will open yourself up more to be in alignment with other people who are like-minded, who will be on the same frequency and vibe that you are, and who will help you elevate on this path that you're growing into. My last piece of advice or lesson, number 7, is don't fall in love with potential. Take off the rose-colored glasses. Stop idolizing and putting men on pedestals and believe what you see. If a person shows you who they are, like at this very moment, ask yourself, does this align? Does this feel safe? Does this feel good enough for me to move forward? If it doesn't, you get a choice. You get a choice to decide if you want to stay in that or not. I have always been in situations with men, like I said, I was a former pick-me, that I would put men on pedestals. I would idolize them. Former daddy issues, but I would idolize them, put them on pedestals, and then when they would hurt me later, I'd be like, dang, how couldn't see that? Why I didn't see that? Because I had them on a pedestal, because I believed in the potential instead of seeing the reality of who they were. Believe what you see. Let somebody show you who they are, and when they show you, believe that. That's all I got. Much love.